So she did a live stream in 2016 and she was just like talking with fans and stuff. And then she started giving away her clothes. And at this time, I was one of the like avid members of the fandom. And so the story goes that I talked about it in my original video in 2020 and talked about how she sent me lingerie. Back then, I didn't talk about all the sexual DMs and inappropriate stuff that she'd asked me. So that context was missing because I was too embarrassed to reveal it to anyone, including my parents. Unfortunately, everything's out now, humiliating as it is, even though I was like 15 when she was asking me all that. But anyway, so I left all that out. So there was like a plot hole for people and people were like, okay, what's the context? So when she responds in 2020 in her apology video, she's like, here's the clip. Adam was begging for them. And she shows this clip and then public opinion is like, oh my God, you begged for them. Like you were, you know, all these different things. And to this day, like it's still something that gets commented on my videos and stuff.
The panties. Everyone wants that bra.
You want the bra?
Everyone wants the bra.
Did that boy win these or not?
I don't know. He has to tell me what he wants.
What do you say? Is he being mean?
He said, hi, you have ugly clothes, but I want those ratchet panties and bras signed by Corey because he modeled them well.
I knew that it wasn't the truth, but the live stream was always like going up and going down and going up. And so it's hard to, you know, really find that moment. And then in the past week, people have resurfaced the actual clip, which is the one she shows is, oh my God, Adam's here. And then it cuts to Adam wants the lingerie. And then the actual clip is she goes, Adam's here. Oh my God, do you think he would want the lingerie? That would be so funny. And Corey's wearing it and he goes like, Adam, do you want the lingerie? Do you want the lingerie? And Colleen's like, oh my God, we need to send him lingerie. His parents will be so freaked out. They'll be like, why is this grown woman on the internet sending you lingerie? And it will be so funny. And she'll be like, don't talk. And then she was like, no, but then he'll tell his parents, no, I saw people wearing it on the internet.
Do you want the bra, Adam?
Adam, do you want the bra and panties? Tweet right now.
Adam, let me know what you want. I'm sending him something. Okay, maybe he'll want the panties. Although then his parents will be like, you're not allowed to watch who is sending you panties. He'll be like, Mom, don't worry. I watched a boy wear them online first.
That's the full clip that has now been resurfaced. And I'm so glad because finally people are seeing the truth. And I just can't believe that she got away for 3 years with an edited, manipulative clip of that. And I'm out of all of this, that has been the thing that has been validating the most, that people saw that she had intentions to send me that. And then people go, okay, but after that live stream, you were still asking for them. You were still, you know, the problem was behind the scenes, Colleen told me that she was also going to be sending me a letter with it. And that to me was acknowledgement from my favorite person. Oh my God, I'm one of the chosen ones that's going to get something sent and I'm going to get a letter. So of course I continued asking for it. However, the problem is people did not know the context that she literally on the live stream, her and Corey, as creepy as they were, thought it would be so funny how my parents would react to 30-year-olds sending me lingerie. And that's the truth of the matter.
Also, did you ever actually receive a package? I don't know.
Yeah, they came. They came. And because I didn't have any money, something arriving to the house was always like weird. And I remember telling my parents that she was sending me a letter, which was true, but I left out the other part. And so then whenever it arrives, my mom's like, oh my God, this is from Colleen, because it literally had her address on it. And it had like everything to do with them because they had to do like a sender.
Yeah.
So I open it and my mom and brother are watching as I open it and they're like, what is that? And then I explain to them and my mom takes it off me, but allows me the letter. Then later on, during one of the calls with the group chat on the weenies, I knew where my mom had put it. So I went into her room, took it and put it on over the clothes like Corey had, because Corey made jokes behind the scenes that whenever I get it, could I do that? So I put the bra on over my clothes in the weenies thing. Little did I know that the members of the chat were actively recording me at 15 years old doing that. And then in 2020, plastered that against my consent, everything all over the internet and said that I was basically a sexually like charged person at 15 years old. Doing that whenever Corey was like, when you get this, do this. And then whenever I took it off the call, I put it back where my mom had put it.
I mean, were your parents comfortable with you even like talking to this person online and like being so engaged in the internet? Or were they kind of like, you know, unaware of like how deep it all went?
My parents were happy that I was happy and they only knew that Colleen was in a group chat with me, which was the weenies. and they would see like public tweets back and forth. And they were so happy that I was so happy. And I would have often conversations with Colleen where she would, trauma dump, or she would say something inappropriate or whatever. And she would be like, wait, don't tell anyone that. Like, don't like keep this between us. So I also, again, I'm a very stupid person, believed that I was protecting her in that, and then didn't tell my parents. So my parents knew about the friendship, but didn't know about the extent of it. And it was really the pivotal moment was that meeting her in 2018 Dublin, whenever my parents started really side-eyeing her. And then it was the day of the video in 2020 where they really started to find out everything, unfortunately, because I kept it from them because I thought I was protecting my friend.
Yeah. And you are still so young. So I feel like even with all of this, like, she was your friend. I mean, it was just an incredibly inappropriate friendship, and you were a child. So there's no like punishment or weight on you for this. But
can I just say thank you for saying that, because like it's been 3 years that no one has really admitted that, and like it's a very validating thing to hear, and I just want to say thank you for that.
Yeah, even like it's so gross that they were trying to like paint you as like sexually deviant or something. That's just like so like it's just so far out there, because we're still figuring out who we are. Even I'm older than you too, and I'm like just like figuring out who I am as a person. And this is like a huge lesson for you, and also just for the world. I'm like really proud of you for speaking about it publicly too, because there's a lot of different weird grooming relationships out here. And I think that like sometimes we don't see the social media like creator, on fan type, the details of that. So the story is really powerful. When it comes to you like meeting her, before we go a little bit into the falling out, meeting her, can you just go through briefly each time and like how that happened?
So 2014 and 16 were meet and greets. She was doing the Miranda Sings tour, and she was in Dublin both those times. I went to both those shows with my parents. So my parents were aware of the relationship, but whenever they see me meeting her at a meet and greet, they think it's like a professional, celebrity. They would have never guessed that she was abusing it the way she did. And it was really only after 2016 that everything started,
Did she kind of know who you were? Like at this point, like had you made enough of an impact online where she was like, oh, Adam, like.
It was the end of 2013. I started posting edits on my Cookie Ballinger Instagram, and she started reposting them on Miranda. And then she would start talking about me on live streams. So it was 2013, 14. Then whenever I met her in 2014 is the picture of, selfies with the iPads and stuff like that. That was 2014, but it was like really strictly like fan then. And it was 2016 was whenever I got like a little bit longer than everyone else at the meet and greet, and I got more photos at the meet and greet than anyone else. And I started, people were like, you're getting special treatment. Like even my friend who went to the show with me, like she was like, why did you get more photos? And it was because Colleen and Corey were talking to me behind the scenes. But then it was 2018 was I had been, working for her. I'd been helping her through her divorce. She had been telling me about her relationship with Eric before it hit the public. Like there was a lot of trust and a lot of whatever. And it was 2018. She promised me that she was going to like spend this day with me. And the reason for that was because she used to promise me things in turn of me doing things. And she would never be like, to clarify, she would never be like, I'm going to hang out with you if you do this. But in my DMs that I've shown, it's painted like that. Like she will literally like love bomb me, or I love you, I'm so proud of you, you're the most amazing, blah, 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 blah. You're so great at your whatever. And then I'll be like, thank you so much, whatever. And I'll be like, oh my God, like what an amazing friend. And then she'll be like, did you just see what Josh is posting? Like, could you go like look or something? Are you able to look at what's happening here? Are you able to blah, 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 blah. This person said this. I'm so sad, whatever. And then she'd be like, I'm so excited to see you in Dublin though. It was originally, I was going to go to a wax museum with her. We were going to go to dinner. And I think we were going to do something in between that, but I can't remember. I was going to go back to the hotel with my parents, then go to the show. So we were going to do something during that day. This had literally been dangled over my head. The same way she said she was going to bring me out to VidCon in 2017 or 2018. And this was again peak time of her getting like cheating allegations and stuff. So I was really going hard for her on social media. And the reason that she was going to fly me out to VidCon was she organized this Purple Heart friendship contest, which was people in her fandom could speak up about friendships that they made on the fandom. And she would fly two people out to VidCon. And she told me on Snapchat that she was going to make me win the competition, all because I was doing all this, whatever. And she'd be like, people know me, people know that I think of you as a friend or whatever. These are Snapchats I included in my video, by the way. And then something happened where I didn't reach a deadline, or I didn't let her know about something, or something happened on Twitter. I can't remember what it was. And she gave the prize to someone else and then messaged me and was like, hey babe, like it was just way too much money to fly you out, like blah, 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 blah. And ironically, one of the people that won was from the UK as well. So whatever. But the the meeting her in Dublin was something that was really strung along. And then whenever my parents are driving me to Dublin, which was 4 hours away from Derry, we were supposed to meet at a certain time at the Wax Museum. And at the time of meeting her at the Wax Museum, like 10 minutes or something before, she was like, hey, like, I'm not feeling it. Like, I'm just hungry. Like, can we just meet up for food instead? So people don't know that, like, the time we were supposed to meet up at the Wax Museum was whenever we were supposed to, or sorry, when we were going to meet up for lunch was when we were going to go to the Wax Museum. And then she already is at the place we were going to go to lunch. And I'm not even in Dublin yet. And she's like, we're already here with our burgers. I'll order you food and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, but I'm rushing. I'm almost there. And then I go, my parents are going to be so angry at me because now they thought I was going to be spending like an hour with her. They were going to check into the hotel. But they now find out that she wasn't doing that. And then I told them that, oh, no, she's already there. And they were like, okay, but we're like 20 minutes away or, 10 minutes away. She's going to be done by that stage. So I get there. My dad goes to the hotel and my mom stays on the street because my mom knows they've been there for a while. They're going to be done their food. And I think that was whenever things were starting to set in or whatever. And I get to the burger place after her being like, Jesus Christ, where are you? Blah, 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 even though she was the one in the wrong. And I sit down at Eric's outside smoking and I go, hi. And he goes, hi, she's in there. I was like, okay. And I'd never met him before. And I go in and I'd heard so much about him. Like, my goodness, I was like the person who like helped her tell her how to flirt with him when they were sitting by the pool in Hawaii, but whatever. And then I go into it was like a Bunsen burger in Dublin. And she goes, hi. She goes, oh, like, you're really late. Like, I need to sound check. And she just like sits like this the entire time. And then Eric comes back in. And I think I had like maybe a conversation with them about like haters back off or something like that. Then she like was like, all right, can we get the bill? And then we get the bill. And when we're walking out, she's like, oh, like, you can just like walk me to like my hotel, which was like right next door. And that was it. It was probably like 5 minutes with her. So this thing that had been strung along didn't end up happening. But again, I was stupid and should have known better that she wasn't going to do it nor cared about me or whatever. It was just for me to do things for her. But